Okay, I hope you ladies had a fabulous Wednesday, a fabulous hump day. I'm out here, it's a little bit windy, so I'm sorry if you hear a little bit of the wind. It's been a minute since I've done a video, but I've been hearing a lot of chatter about, the temptation for posting and exposing, your ex has everybody snowed in and thinking that he's some sort of saint, especially if he's been the one who's been stepping out in the relationship, or he's the one who stepped out on you in the marriage. And you're like, oh my God, I can't believe he's got everybody at work thinking that he's poly purebred, and I want to expose all the lies, and it just really pisses me off that he thinks he can get away with letting everybody think that he's this Mr. Wonderful, and throwing me under the bus and saying I'm an awful person and I'm the reason why this and that and the other thing. Especially in situations where there was one young lady who is in the process of a divorce. Hey Carlene, yes, I missed you too, thank you. It's so good to see you. There's one young lady who is so extremely upset. She is in the process of a divorce, and her husband is expecting a baby, so much so that the co-workers threw him a shower, and unfortunately the other woman is someone that he works with, so they threw a shower for the other woman and for the husband. And this sent this poor young lady into orbit. Okay, she's this can't hey Tommy, it's good to see you too. Hey Misty, it's good to see you, hi. And she just went into orbit, and she just can't take it. She just can't. Hey Misty, it's good to have you, thank you, you're new. I'm so happy to have you, thank you. So she's just been in orbit, and she's like, I ought to post something so his co-workers can see what a liar he is. And and I get it, I'm not saying that she should not have any feelings for herself, and why isn't she more in control and all that business. I'm not saying that, but I do want her to consider this. I wanted to really think about after she kind of calms down, after the divorce is over, after all those things. Here's one thing that I wanted to consider. You can get into every kind of trouble posting, especially if it's something to do with his job. And I have seen where someone goes and talks, he goes and talks to a lawyer, and yes, my heart goes out to her too, Carlene. I've seen circumstances where he goes and talks to a lawyer, and the lawyer says, you know what? You can say, she was trying to mess with your job security and get you fired, and so, let's ask for custody or the kids, and so her not realizing later on down the road that can be used against her, especially involving her kids, because they'll say, hey, she's trying to mess with my job, she's trying to get me fired, she's trying to, whatever the circumstance is, even though he's lying through his teeth about, the nature of his relationship with the other woman. He had told other people that he was, had been divorced for quite a while and all that other business. None of that is true. But you don't want some slick thinking lawyer giving him all kinds of ideas of how he can think about how he's going to get out of paying child support, saying, you know what, I'm going to say she tried to mess with my job, I'll get the kids, and she have to pay me child support. So you don't want to put yourself in that type of situation. Things can be used against you, even if it's further down the road. Especially if this other young lady, some other lawyer tells her, oh, you can sue her this young lady for defamation because she called you this, that, and the other thing. And so you don't want to find yourself in that situation. Those things do happen, even though you think, oh, that's just at the movies. Unfortunately, every once in a while it does happen. It depends on how much money he has to spend, as far as him doing something about it, and how pissed off he gets and how embarrassed he is with his coworkers. Sometimes that's fuel for the fire. If they really feel like you embarrassed the hell out of them at work, you just don't know how they're going to try to retaliate. And so, especially if it involves something about that a number of his coworkers are going to see that, you definitely want to be very, very careful about what you're posting, and how that can come back to haunt you later on. And so just be very, 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 very careful. I know it's hurtful. I know she's hurting. She's just hurting so much. I know she is. And, you know, again, same thing, Carlene. My heart goes out to her too. But I want cooler heads to prevail. You know, if she needs to kind of journal these things or write him a letter and then tear it up. Hey, Angela, it's good to see you. You know, if she needs to write a letter and then tear it up, you know, whatever she needs to do to process her feelings. I'm not saying she ought to deny her feelings. There are ways that you can process your feelings and do it in a very healthy way. And then do it and not make it such a public thing. And see something that, you know, maybe, you know, God forbid, you know, if her kids are old enough to have, you know, a Facebook account or something like that, you know, that the kids end up seeing it. And, you know, that also is another ball of wax. You know, it's a whole other thing that, you know, you don't want your kids really to be exposed. I mean, obviously your kids know some things if they're that old, but for them to really feel like it's a big public ridicule or it's a big public spectacle and not something that's a little more private that they can try to, you know, they can kind of handle and manage their feelings. You know, you definitely don't want that either. So, you know, I'm hoping and praying that, you know, that she'll be able to process her feelings in a very healthy way for her, and able to, you know, work through those things and get to a place that she feels much better about herself, get the breakup behind her, and come to her new normal, you know. And as I always like to say, she gets to a place where she's ready to come back stronger than her setback, right? And, you know, not worry about, you know, being attached to him. And that's one more thing. Let me just leave you with this, ladies. You know, I'm going to rip a page out of my own relationship and say, you know, there was a time where my ex was acting like such a fool. I was embarrassed to hell to say that, oh my God, I can't believe that I was actually married to this person. You know, now I bless him and speak a blessing over him and wish him well. But there's a time where I was like, oh my God, please tell me I'm going to wake up. This is not true, okay? And so, you know, I get it. I get it. But, you know, she just, yeah, she does need a good support team. Absolutely. And I pray she gets that and gets those good, healthy people around her. And not someone who's going to continue to stir up those negative feelings. But one of the most important things is to get to a place where you see that you're not connected, you're not responsible for his behavior anymore. That's the whole reason, you know, one of the main reasons why you're breaking up. You're not identifying with his bad behavior, his crazy behavior anymore. And you say, I'm my own person. I have, you know, goals and dreams. God has spoken promises over my life that I am going to press into God, and he's going to show me the next steps to walk into those promises and those blessings, and not be worried about, you know, him showboating about, you know, the new baby. I mean, the baby's precious no matter what. You know, baby's innocent and precious no matter what. But for her to get to a place where there is that emotional break that she can say, I don't identify with his behavior anymore. It doesn't reflect on me as a person. I'm my own new person, and I'm coming back, and I'm coming back strong. So, ladies, if you find yourself in that situation, even if it's been a while since your divorce, and, you know, you may have kids together, and, you know, your ex starts, you know, doing whatever, acting crazy, talking about whatever it is, that you don't feel embarrassed, that you don't feel like, oh my God, it's such a poor reflection on me, even if it's been a while. I really hope that you have that emotional break, that you know that you are your own person, that you're beautiful and special, fearfully and wonderfully made, and you deserve to walk in the fullness of all of God's blessings for your life. So I am going to try to do my very best to start to do videos more regularly. I had to take a little bit of a break. I was working actually on videoing and doing more courses for my online school. So I have been really concentrating and focusing on that for the past 6 weeks. So you're going to start to see some different things that I've been coming up with that I hope that you find helpful. And if you don't happen to find them helpful, that you know if someone else would be like, hey, oh, hey, this might be good for someone that I, you know, that young lady that I met or that young lady that I work with, or, you know, whatever the situation may be. So that's what I've been kind of doing, you know, getting those really wonderful things that I hope would be helpful for the beautiful ladies that follow me on this page. So, Carlene, thank you so much as always. Angela, thank you so much. Misty, welcome. Thank you so much. Tommy, also welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, ladies. And I think there's a few more ladies that were watching that I can't see your names right now. Sometimes it takes a minute after you write a comment. It takes a minute for it to pop up, and sometimes I've already signed out, and I'll see it a little bit later, don't worry. But thank you so much, ladies, for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see you soon. Good night.